Today we're talking again about God's people, the Israelites. This is Ahab. He was one of Israel's kings. I know he looks like a ninja turtle, but for our story, let's say it's Ahab. Over the years, many of Israel's kings didn't listen to God, but Ahab was one of the worst. In fact, Ahab actually built a temple for a false god named Baal. Yikes. So God sent a prophet named Elijah to deliver a message to Ahab. Elijah's message had some bad news for Ahab. Elijah said that there wouldn't be any dew or rain on the land for years, not until God said so. Elijah left and hid east of the Jordan River. For 3 years, there was no rain in Israel. Ahab was desperate. He had a wife named Jezebel. And Jezebel was so angry that she hunted down most of the prophets of God left in Israel. I'm gonna get you! Yikes, she's scary. In the 3rd year of no rain, God told Elijah to go talk to Ahab. After Elijah did this, then God would send rain on the land. Elijah told Ahab to gather all the people and prophets of his false god Baal and meet him on Mount Carmel. Ahab sent a message through the land, and the Israelites gathered on Mount Carmel along with 450 prophets of Baal. Elijah told the people to choose who they would worship, God or Baal. He was 100% confident that God is the one true God. So he came up with a plan to prove it. He said, get 2 bulls for us. Let Baal's prophets choose one for themselves. Let them cut it into pieces. Then let them put it on the wood. But don't let them set fire to it. I'll prepare the other bull. I'll put it on the wood, but I won't set fire to it. Then you pray to your God, and I'll pray to the Lord. The God who answers by sending fire down is the one and only God. The prophets of Baal did as Elijah said. They prepared a bull as a sacrifice, and they placed it on the altar to Baal. From morning to noon, the prophets danced around the altar. They called on their false god to light the bull on fire. Elijah teased them, saying, maybe Baal was asleep or going to the bathroom. The prophets of Baal danced harder and shouted louder all through the afternoon. But of course, there was no answer. Then Elijah took 12 large rocks and rebuilt an altar to the Lord. He placed a bull on the altar along with some wood, but he didn't ask God to send the fire just yet. Elijah told several of the Israelites to dump 4 large jars of water on the offering and the wood. He asked them to do it again, then a 3rd time. That way, everyone could see that it really would take a miracle for God to light it on fire. Can you help me make some water noises, a splashing sound, like psh, 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 psh? Thanks, that was great. Then Elijah prayed to God. He said, Lord, you are the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. Today, let everyone know that you are God in Israel. Let them know I'm your servant. Let them know I've done all these things because you commanded me to. Answer me, Lord, answer me. Then these people will know that you are the one and only God. They'll know that you are turning their hearts back to you again. Can you guess what happened? Fire came down, burned up the sacrifice and wood, and dried up the water in the ditch. Whoosh! The people cried out, the Lord is the one and only God. The Lord is the one and only God. And they danced with joy. The prophets of Baal tried to escape, but the Israelites captured them. Elijah told Ahab to go eat and drink because he could hear the sound of heavy rain coming. A cloud appeared, black clouds filled the sky, and heavy rain fell for the first time in 3 years. Let me hear you tap your fingers so it sounds like rain. Great job! What an amazing story. Elijah was filled with God's strength and joy. He raced ahead of Ahab's chariot all the way back to the city. God had done the impossible. He had brought fire down on a soaking wet altar to show everyone that He is the one true God. Here's what we can remember from this story. God can do the impossible. There's nothing that's too difficult for Him. We can have confidence because we know God can do anything, even when there doesn't seem to be any other way. Thanks for listening to our story.